Arvind Kejriwal was arrested by the Enforcement Directorate last night in connection with the excise policy case after hours of questioning at his residence. He was produced before the Rouse Avenue Court today. ED demanded a 10-day custody for Arvind Kejriwal, alleging that he is the main conspirator behind the liquor policy scam. Senior advocate Abhishek Manu Singhvi appeared for Arvind Kejriwal in the case and argued against ED's remand plea. Armed members hit the streets in protest against Kejriwal's arrest. AAP leaders Atishi and Saurabh Bharadwaj were detained. Let's take a look at the ED's case against Arvind Kejriwal, and then we'll proceed to hear some of the important reactions related to this case, and then we'll also go to our guest who will help us dissect about how good is this case of ED against Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. Let's first listen into the sound bites.
अरविंद सर कुछ कहना है, कुछ संदेश सर?
मेरा जीवन देश के लिए समर्पित है और चाहे अंदर रहूं या बाहर देश के लिए काम करता रहूं।
ठीक।
मोदी तेरी तानाशाही, मोदी तेरी तानाशाही, मोदी तेरा एक ही काम।
पूरी गुंडागर्दी है। अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के घर वालों को हाउस अरेस्ट किया हुआ है। अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की माता जी एक दिन पहले अस्पताल से आई है। बेटे को अरेस्ट कर लिया। घर वालों को किसी से मिलने नहीं दिया जा रहा। शांतिपूर्ण प्रोटेस्ट होना जा रहा है। आईटीओ पे हम जा नहीं सकते। एक जने आईटीओ पे आते हुए हुआ और उठा के पुलिस वाले हमको फेंक रहे हैं। पूरी तानाशाही है। सिर्फ और सिर्फ लोकसभा चुनाव जीतने के लिए ये तानाशाही की जा रही है। लोग जहाँ पे भी होंगे वहाँ पे प्रोटेस्ट करेंगे। ये प्रोटेस्ट करेगा नहीं। कभी भी दमन करने से क्रांति नहीं रुकी है। जितना भी प्रधानमंत्री दमन करेंगे क्रांति और बढ़ेगी। एक एक गली में, एक एक मोहल्ले में केजरीवाल पैदा होंगे। दुनिया के अंदर नंबर 1 ट्रेंड आई स्टैंड विद केजरीवाल चल रहा है दुनिया के अंदर। उसके बाद साफ है कि लोग व्यथित है, लोग दुखी है। इस तरीके से सरकार गुंडागर्दी करके हमको कुचलने की कोशिश कर रही है। जिस पार्टी ने कहा जाता था कि सबसे छोटी पार्टी है।
क्या अस्पताल बनाने वाला आज दिल्ली में अस्पताल बनाने वाला जिसने पूरे देश में हेल्थ क्रांति लेके आई, पैरासीटामोल की छोटी सी टैबलेट से लेके 40-50 लाख जो टेस्ट हैं फ्री हैं। आप लोग भी जाते होंगे, आपके रिश्तेदार, भगवान ना करे कोई ऐसी बीमारी हो। अस्पताल बनाने वाला जेल के अंदर सतेंद्र जैन। दिल्ली में स्कूल बनाने वाला जिसने लाखों बच्चे, गरीबों के बच्चे नीट, एमबीबीएस, आईआईटी में जाने योग्य कर दिए, मनीष सिसोदिया जेल के अंदर है। राज्यसभा में मोदी जी के खिलाफ उठ के बोलने वाला संजय सिंह अंदर है। अभी अरविंद केजरीवाल साहब को ले गए। मतलब मुझे समझ नहीं आती कि देश में लोकतंत्र है।
Well, there was a plethora of reactions, sharply divided on political lines and ideologies. On one side, we saw, the entire opposition up in arms against what they call draconian practice of Bharatiya Janata Party. On the other side, the BJP has said that, if you have not done anything wrong, you have nothing to worry. And the only reason the Enforcement Directorate is after you is because you have done something wrong. I'm joined by, on this, to discuss this particular topic, I'm joined by Anil Gupta, who is the spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Rene Ibrahim, senior journalist and political analyst, and my colleague Ashok Bagria, who will shed light on the legal implication of this particular case. First, I'll come to you, Anil. Do you feel that the Enforcement Directorate has a solid case against Arvind Kejriwal, or as AAP is alleging, it is another case of witch hunting against them? Anil?
Yeah, Brijesh, good evening to you and all the viewers. Right from the beginning, we have been fighting this battle on the streets. The BJP workers, for last several months, and in fact, for last 2 years, we have been demanding that they should be exposed. And because in the liquor scam, why the policy was changed. And he being the head of the state, he headed the cabinet. The cabinet note, there was a mention of the policy from the commission change from 6% to 12%. And right from the beginning, we mentioned that he is involved. And when the summon was issued to him in the month of October 2023, and he was to appear on 3rd of November 2023, you remember what plea they took? They made some sort of campaign, maybe Kejriwal, and they said on 3rd November, Kejriwal would go to jail. That was their claim. They did some prediction. And when he was not adhering to the summons. Several times he excused him on the basis of 5 elections in the state, sometimes on the meditation, sometimes other things. And when yesterday the High Court asked the ED, who is prohibiting you to arrest him or who is prohibiting the question, then ED took it. And all this, you have been, your channel is following the cases in the Rouse Avenue Court. I think he's the kingpin basically. And not only in the liquor scam, maybe it is the Raj Mahal scam, maybe it is the Delhi Jal Board scam, maybe in the fabricated this Nakli Dawai scam, so many. And you see, right now this CM Punjab Man was mentioning something, the worst position of the hospitals, if there is in India, that is in the Delhi hospital. The worst position of the school, if it is there, you visit the Mustafabad, Okhla,
Anilji will discuss this, the condition of the hospital in a bit, but because, it's a very important case, this arrest of a Delhi Chief Minister.
One minute.
Please.
See, Kejriwal Saab has taken all the legal remedies. He took bail from Rouse Avenue Court when he does not accept the summons. He was on the bail and jail board case and almost in this 15,000 bails. He pleaded to the High Court, denied. Today morning he approached the Honorable Supreme Court, then he withdrew. So all legal remedies and the enforcement agency. What happened yesterday? 150 pages document of this spooning against this ED official. What he was doing is spying.
Okay.
All channels have mentioned this thing. So I think he is the kingpin and he is involved in all this.
Okay. Mr. Anil, I'll come to you. Ashok, if you look at the case, the Enforcement Directorate today made some startling observations, calling Arvind Kejriwal the kingpin of this Delhi liquor case, calling him that the person who is in absolute connivance, who knew everything right from word go about, how this case took place, the money exchange between him and K. Kavita and everything. Arvind Kejriwal lawyer, your senior advocate Abhishek Manu Singhvi is saying that this is all based on the statements made by approvers. Do you think that this case has some merit, or the approvers' testimony are solid enough to put somebody behind bars? Can you shed some light on this?
Well, as far as the approver's statement is concerned, Brijesh, legally this is not the correct time for the courts to apply their mind as to what the approver's statement is.
Okay.
That is something which will be seen at the stage of the trial, whether the statement of the approver can be relied on or not. But for investigating purposes, it looks like the Enforcement Directorate has relied on the approver's statement. And as you rightly pointed out, that the ED is saying that it is not Manish Sisodia, but the Chief Minister of Delhi, who is the kingpin of the liquor scam. Now, that's a change in the position, because till 6 months back, all the blame lay at Manish Sisodia's door. And 6 months down the line, it is Arvind Kejriwal who has become the kingpin. Now, in the last 6 months, what has changed in terms of investigation, we don't know. But there's another very interesting thing that the Enforcement Directorate disclosed before the court, and that is the fact that how kickbacks were received by the Aam Aadmi Party from K. Kavita and the so-called Southern lobby to change the liquor policy in the national capital. And that money was used by the Aam Aadmi Party to finance the elections in Goa. And subsequently, money was also routed through Goa back to Delhi.
Okay.
Now, whether this is just speculation, or whether there is money trail, whether there is documentary evidence or any other evidence that the ED has, we do not know so far, because in the same breath, ED is also alleging that Arvind Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party have destroyed a substantial number of electronic
Ashok, I would like to pick your brain on one very important aspect, because it has been bothering me for since we have been discussing this since morning and all. How much of a crucial role this lack of any seizure of money will play in this particular case? Because Aam Aadmi Party is saying that, no money has been seized either from Manish Sisodia or Satyen Jain or from Arvind Kejriwal, all 70,000-80,000 rupees or couple of lakhs here or there, but no substantial. It's we are talking in the tune of 300 crores or 100 crores or 45 crores. These figures are doing the rounds. So how important is that going to be?
Well, Brijesh, at this point in time, as any investigating agency, first builds up a story, says that this is what we are trying to probe. It's only after the investigation that once we confront the accused, we will be able to figure out by our interrogation, investigations, that where that money is. But if despite investigation and interrogation, the so-called money which was received by the Aam Aadmi Party by kickbacks is not traced, the case under the PMLA will fail. Because to establish a case, there has to be money as well as the money trail linking the accused and the person who gave the money.
Okay.
So until and unless that clear link is established, the case of money laundering or the fact that the money was accumulated and round-tripped or was taken through Hawala routes is not established, there there will be no case under the PMLA.
There will be no case, sir. So that's very interesting. I'm also joined by Dr. Sunny Ahluwalia, who is a Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson. Rennie, I'll come to you. I'll request you to be a bit patient. Dr. Ahluwalia, we heard the allegations which were made by, the grounds on which Enforcement Directorate is seeking custody, 10-day custody of Arvind Kejriwal. They are saying Arvind Kejriwal is the kingpin of the liquor scam. They are saying that Arvind Kejriwal was in the know-how of every single transaction which took place. They say that Arvind Kejriwal is responsible for getting the money from the southern lobby per se. And they said that, this is the reason, and to go further and dig more details on the money trail potential, they have to seek custody of Arvind Kejriwal. All the claims were refuted by Arvind Kejriwal's lawyer, but the charges which are being put forth by the Enforcement Directorate looks pretty serious. What do you have to say, Dr. Sunny Ahluwalia, on this?
Number one, things are very clear that Narendra Modi is scared of Arvind Kejriwal. The reason behind is that if a new party which comes into power, and in last 10 years, they have two states where they have their own chief minister. Arvind Kejriwal is not a nominated chief minister. He is an elected chief minister. But what Bharatiya Janata Party is trying to say, in last 1 year, they are trying to take out, they are trying to create a fuss between the people that Arvind Kejriwal, Manish Sisodia, there is a very big liquor scam. Where is the scam? And where is the money? Who has taken it? Whether the sky has eaten the money or earth has eaten. Where is the money? They have to give evidence. Where is the money? Where is the charge sheet? In charge sheet, what they are saying? They have no proofs. They are just trying to create they are just trying to create some kind of a scene that Arvind Kejriwal has done something wrong. Aam Aadmi Party has done something wrong. Why? Because they are scared of Arvind Kejriwal popularity in India. And they are scared that in coming Lok Sabha election, only one person can defeat it, and that is Kejriwal. And that is the reason they are trying to, at this time, when there is already the election have been announced, they are just trying to catch Arvind Kejriwal. There is nothing in this case.
Dr. Ahluwalia, I'll come to you. I'll come to you. I'll need to take a scam. I will come to you, Dr. Ahluwalia. You will get ample time. We give both sides equal opportunity. We are equal opportunity offenders, so you will get your time. I'll just need to take a reaction from Rennie Abraham before I slip into a break. Rennie, it was a high octane day, as far as politics in Delhi is concerned. We heard ED making some startling allegations that Arvind Kejriwal is the kingpin. How do you think this is going to play out? What do you make of what happened in the court, in Rouse Avenue Court today?
Well, from the proceedings today, it is very apparent that the ED is hell-bent on getting a 10-day remand, for which they are forcefully putting their points across. if I may preface with a couple of things that were mentioned earlier by our other panelists. Now, the fact of the matter is, why are they now suddenly saying that Arvind Kejriwal is the kingpin? That is because some of the accused already in their statements to the ED have said that, the monies and all were received into the party account. So that is one of the major reasons why they have decided Arvind Kejriwal is the head of the AAP party. He may be a chief minister without any portfolios, so which does not bring any of the departments directly, in connect with him. But as the head of the party, if the monies have been received into the account of the party, as many of these co-accused, now turned approvers, have indicated, so that becomes, the money trail at least becomes apparent. I mean, what needs to be checked out in terms of where the money has been received, if it has been into the party account. So that being one, but like as I had mentioned in an earlier bulletin of News9, that there are several other similar cases that the ED has been tracking